the pasa chebio and ne ukada very kwaku owusu eje na chese na meda kwaku free sabe kwapum se bebo nondu na ebedi nkomo na artwork no nya ba ya na mka sesa show we na be ti se porie Joshua Amido Akamba, a national organizer, Emma, the National Democratic Congress. Sanso Anna Yawasani Tano, also a national organizer, Emma LPG. LPG, Liberal Party of Ghana. Liberal Party of Ghana. Ntibi onona bia nipa mienu a aka no betusu ago so nema I calm because Chairman Omare Wade and so openia onona oko MPP Amanyo Kunuma third vice chair and benefit Mama Kwaba.
Yes,
Chief. Why for?
I am a crime who nan kamiaka
come up, Papa.
So I come up brutal.
See, I designing no. She a brown and brown. O ring no cry brown come.
Unyan ka me a cratch prekwe. And I know na kayo ya sa.
Seven come out. Pattern that to say.
Nyame adom.
Me bete on catch but I am a hell. And I can only pray for you and wish you to the top. You've been loyal to Ghana and service to your nation is service to God. I wish that a quite baby amount. Ama ako in him SNC.
I'm free her.
No, I don't. Maybe about the time we just one can talk company now. Say, on no na grofobia na ejuma ha. And I will tomano. It's by prayer is that over move forward.
Talk about town. Mama ti nkomo bi okrom. Fa Achimota Forest ho. Mate said Lands Minister ne Information Minister be press conference bi. Edin Chirichimu Abba. But it's in town. Say a buying per se or town no near only a party penny. Mami in TB. What have you heard?
This I will say me MPP ni ba me Mpensenmpensenmu say me MPP.
Oh, we a party penny.
Me NDC ni. And for me, I don't comment on things that I don't have facts. And why I was almost
press conference.
I'll wait and listen. And maybe then I can talk. When I say my casa of Ghana, and I have spoken, and to today, nobody has been able to take me to court. Because when you talk, you must talk based on facts. It is a pato bisami where na ma pekwan na me yina no. But so bisami question minimum. E bet na woni me. Me a de me ho beba na odi oniama na gu minimum. So I'm not going to comment on that. I'll wait till I have the facts.
Me unza me so the entire na nsem ha me pese me tifri one is because of what you just said. Say facts and passion I would state you facts no. Na nipa kakra bi no mo sa kokodru no. Ntina ya na pese me ti edifri.
I won't be able to.
But I think they all kind of so ne kwan so ano no. Say uni facts or one can once maybe. Yaw akwa bi. What is Uncle Mono Chrome?
Oh, Mate na Captain say only facts on those issues. Well, as far as I'm concerned, way back, and as a discussion about a portion of that particular reserve being ceded to is it Owu family? No, Omoton Assassinema Abai. Na I shall say I think Mpensenmpensenmu for 2008 or baby. Musa Maira Mills Mahama Bayan and also a sign a unity. And then we spoke about it vehemently regarding the fact to say now Mpensenmpensenmu used to the Echo Park or Echo whatever it is that they said at the time. I remember it was what's the name of this northern he was an MP. He's no more an MP. He was the lands Ministry for Lands. Oh,
Colin Stowdana.
No.
Northern.
Yes, a good friend. He's no more a member of Parliament. And then Barbara Sewa was his deputy.
Oh, okay.
A good friend.
Makama?
No.
Dabi.
He's smallish and he speaks a lot. I mean, he used to have a lot of clout in.
And the NDC?
Yes.
My reference
anyway,
lawyer was Inusaf Husseini.
Oh,
yes. And then he came out, I remember those days, and explained the concept of the whole brouhaha and all that. Unfortunately or fortunately, it didn't come to pass and they left office. And this government also has raised it again. Now, yes, facts are not on the ground, concrete say, but you see, I have lived through this 6 years or 6.5 years with His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's governance style. And there's no press conference they will do, and I will ever believe and trust whatever it is that they put out there. You let them be able to execute this particular idea. What they are saying is that they have ceded portion to the family. Now, baby, or family, no. A quina, listen, strategically, a quina, no mona, or more a trap portion be a diama family. No. But I can assure you, say, by the time, that is, if they are able to execute this particular project, say, the amount, so they can use it to do whatever they want. No. By the time they start development, now the majority shareholders in that particular deal, no, AMPP4. Because you watch and see. In the near future, by the time they finish the development or they start, go behind the scenes and check who that thing belongs to.
Well, even before press release, before press conference, I don't know if I can press release.
Not yet.
Me share say, I don't know, say.
I don't trust them. I don't trust any.
My main kind just the introduction because time because we have a tomb and we have other issues to look at.
Right.
Almost say following the publication of the forest cessations of forest reserve instrument to 2022 EI 144, there have been reports circulating in some sessions of the media that Achimota Forest Reserve has been sold. The general public is entreated to disregard these reports as they are false, baseless, and non-factual. Indeed, what the propagators of the messages have refused to add is that EI 144 was published together with the Forest Achimota Firewood Plantation Forest Reserve, amended instrument 2022 EI 154. What EI 144 does is to make the peripheral portions of the forest reserve, which had already been granted to the Owu family in September 2013, portions of which have already been developed, cease to be forest reserve to ensure a development that is consistent with the area of the forest reserve. Further, EI 154, on the other hand, states emphatically that area of the forest shall remain forest reserve, but instruments contain adequate provisions that seek to protect the ecological integrity of the forest reserve, which means that there is an executive instrument that protects, said your can say, protect the forest reserve. But because of mistrust, a woman, I think they are all kind. They all can say because and
you see, it's a fact. I can assure you, say, the document that or the processes that were started by the previous administration is not the same as the one they are going to execute this plan. And they are talking about the peripheral, like I mentioned. And then they are saying that there's an instrument that seeks to protect the sanctity of the original forest. What originality again? If you cede the peripherals, we don't know how many acres yet they are ceding to the owners. And the owners will certainly be, cajoled or boxed into a certain corner to say, look, sell it to us. You understand? The highest bidder, who calls the piper pays the tune. Who pays the tune pays the piper. And for that matter, I am very much convinced that by the time we finish all these things, that is, if it goes through, it will be realized that it belongs to a certain group of people.
Anyway, to say I'll come back, then let's wait and find out what they have to tell us in the press conference, apart from clarification where about ahead of the press conference. Meaning say we will also be around and to ask some questions. Now, yehunu de etuemu ankasa. I'm for a while, pa hon komo ewo krumpa. Nena nsheda nka yen komo ayebedi, but because akoyen komo ewo krum nti na just.
And it's not just politicians, environmentalists, and a lot
people
of people
are talking.
Who are concerned
people are
about,
really concerned.
Nature.
And there's this climate change.
Yes.
And we are talking about
trees should rather be planted.
Greening Ghana. If we have to green Ghana, not kakra green.
In one of our anniversaries,
brown in it,
President Rawlings led us to Achimota Forest to go and plant some trees. You know, and actually put people in charge to take care of it. So I just pray that it's not true. But if it's true, we'll deal with it later.
And instead of greening, you are going to brown. That's because the bitter aspect of it.
When the last tree dies,
the last man
dies.
The cantonment lands grab and capture and other juicy areas of the country and as they sit, tells me clearly, gives me a succinct, prediction of the style of this particular administration.
Looking at the porous nature of your borders, any sad threats are say, and I'm saying, am I aware of what I say? Terrorist attacks binum akokoso or nanu yati Togo. You say about 8 soldiers, now about 16 other security men. And binum ko ambushi ye ama womo kumkum womo ne binum prepare ne de kaka ka ho. Forestry, sorry. Borders ni nyina no. Utum say nanu ye see atumi kra ne yes nkofo di akone abasa because obi anim tokro bi edaba bi obetumi abo the room. National security for gusu tuyenfo. Yenya hotoso wa aban mu nkanka ye security architecture no mu se de yeti anyinsem
me da say and match much more is that how you say it now maka say for me if there's going to be a terrorist attack, I'm sure that the leader of the terrorists is President Akufo-Addo. If there's going to be one, he will be the leader. Why am I saying so? Say, terrorists back on my beer. They look at the security architecture of it to be able to at least penetrate in where there's no peace. You know, in Ghana there's no peace. There's a lot of tension. So, what is happening in Boko? Togo share boundary with Boko. Burkina Faso share that boundary. Internal terrorists be remwa with the kind of tension that for several months now, this government have never been able to do anything to stop it. So tomorrow, if there's a problem, who should we blame? President Akufo-Addo. He is the one who will carry all our blames to. Now, so we are Meko Kaswa. No. Me to quite call Eastern regions. Me bana mejina nsawam. I saw some hefty young men in brown attire.
I know of Achim.
Na Achim voice in Sufri.
Oh yeah, Adebia.
Na Uti. Na Ushe. This young man. When I asked them Fortunately for me, I got to Mihubako. And the young man I saw, Nimbako.
Okay.
But there were many. And they were led by Double. You remember what happened in Ayawas was Wogon? You remember? And the level of armed robbery, attacks in Ghana should tell you that any other bad organization can capitalize on that. But you see, until
by okay, maybe not going to throw you, but so you mentioned meeting some hefty men, mentioning Double. Now you're on minimum say oh can't be so there I mean to me.
Yeah. What I'm trying to say is that some organizations, terrorist organizations, they feed on where the security of the country shakes. What will you term those young men who want to do what they did in Ayawaso? How would you look at them? Sam Brantano, how would you look at those young men and what they did? It is a terrorist group of Bakrumha, and then they infiltrate into these young men and start running around with them. How will you be able? That's why national security, because they are throwing their hands in despair. So we should take our own security into our hands, which is serious. For me, I have nobody to blame if anything of that nature happens. But I can only speak to Ghanaians and say, whilst government is warning us, Omaka say, I'm sorry for and you're careful with their security. Mukra, Obiara, we should all be careful with our security. I can only tell you that I have nobody to blame should in case any of this thing happen. I'll put this whole thing at the doorstep of President Akufo-Addo that he's not going to be able to protect us because Onu has been able to breed those groups already. The Invisible Forces, the Delta Forces, all these forces are people that can actually form into what we call the terrorist group and come and terrorize us and turn around and blame some other country.
So you are saying it's a terrorist group will be
they will be from within. That's exactly what I mean. I say it's going to be from within because it's already there. It's happening. And then I start here. Ever since President Akufo-Addo became the president of this country, and yet say and branch to be cop near buwe na ya leading when near basa. I mean, you've seen the reports that have come on this to this country.
As far as you're concerned, terrorism
it's happening already in this country. And yes, but I mean, it's been led already by the commander-in-chief of the Delta Forces already. And so, for me,
commander-in-chief
President Akufo-Addo, he is the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces and Delta Forces and Invisible Forces. I said, Chief, the next time I see them, I'll do a video. Then you see,
because you have not maybe so I said the internet, but you've come back to it again.
Oh, Chief, I saw them in some tundras and buses in brown, and some of them carry guns. I don't know whether licensed guns. And so I called one of them. I lowered my glass and I'm afraid back. And I'm to say, "Mo ye dia wa." I say, "Oh, omo boss nenam." Who is their boss? I say, "Double." And I said, "So the young man is still around, leading this terrorist group." Obviously, when Emil Short had preferred some sanctions to deal with them, and Akufo-Addo knowing that these are people protecting him and terrorizing Ghanaians, he will not do anything about it. And you want me to believe
but what is your evidence?
You want me to believe
national security for
national security? That's what I'm not saying. Sir, I'm saying that this is a group that was manufactured by the MPP themselves. And so I don't believe that there's going to be any terrorist group coming from anywhere. I believe that the terrorist groups are already within. And that if they want to deal with it, they should deal with that.
But you know they are national security personnel.
Who are those?
In the brown uniform.
Sir? Oh, national security now they wear uniform. I didn't know.
Say, Oma PPM, say, we are national security operatives.
So they wear uniform. In actual fact, national security officers that we know, you are not even supposed to identify yourself as a national security. BNI, professional. You are not supposed to identify yourself. Then what makes you a security person? So you are not supposed to be identified as national security. What you saw them those days were is that they impersonated to being police officers. Because almost share police uniform. And I'm this, and I'm AK-47. So I don't want you to say national security and some anyway. What they are not national security operatives. National security operatives will not show up to themselves. Huh? Medase.
All right. Yao.
Pato.
Asem simple asem na mebisa no.
Pato.
Mebisa ne say.
Pato.
Ma unse wa baba. Mebisa ne say with the security architecture of Ghana, ne your borders, ne say dey free on statement a eboba no dey say no se hunu. And only double name. Brown uniform in national security.
But that was a very relevant
input.
Yes, especially with the brown uniform things. But I'll come there. Pato, as far as I'm concerned, we must pat the back of the national security couple. Say what is afutuno abba. Na yemupi no so yebeda ye hoso. Na ye make sure at least me will be alert. And then if any suspicious movements are made, you bet to me, abwa, security apparatus now I'm also ashim. But you see, Ghana is so porous, and it will be very easy for us to be attacked by any of these groupings. In the sense, say, if you look at our security architecture, we have put certain mechanisms in place. Semefa say bibi etochima ubetumi afa 34 na wa frɛ nanka quick response nanka bia omo abehwɛ de ekoso. Enra on one of your sister stations, Omoma News no, they told us, and I say news no, they played a vivid example of the weakness in the system. They tried calling the national ambulance. No response. They tried calling the fire service. No response. They tried calling Ghana Water. No response. Electricity Company of Ghana. No response. Ghana Police Service. They called them several before somebody picked. You understand? Until that aspect alone, there's a snag. Says a BB is baby now fra. And yet what we say ofra no be afa no more responding to that threat. That is one aspect. I think so. The coming into power of the New Patriotic Party under the leadership of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, we saw the mayhem that the vigilante that they had trained when indeed they were in opposition. They brought in mercenaries from South Africa and Serbia to come and train people here because they said that they did not believe and trust in the security apparatus of this country at the time when they were in opposition. And so we are all aware that these things took place, that they trained these people, and so a certain MP was on air saying that yes, he was even part of the people who funded the vigilante group in the party, and they used them to protect their ballot boxes. And for that matter, no, it was incumbent on the government to offer them a job. At the time, when they became disgruntled, no, they came out press conference to say, if you don't give us jobs, we will turn into something else. And then the mayhem they visited on their own government. Say, they went and changed the judge away. Omankasa a regional coordinator appointment they went and forcibly took the person out of office, and all the things that they did to dent the image of the government, and yes, to portray also that the Ghana people say, you brought in a cab lion, and then now it has grown into an adult one. Now it is attacking you yourself. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, you say so a certain type of uniform, and now it was not or had never been prescribed by the security apparatus as we know it in this country. And the issue of the Ayawaso Waswagon saga, where for the first time we saw some hideous and or man dress, as I say, that particular code of dress, and from then we have seen changes in different type of dresses a certain group of people use, and they claim to be national security operators. And that is where the danger is. And these terrorist groupings, they study your security architecture, and then when they are infiltrating, they will come in the form of your security architecture. And that is where the danger lies. But I must be honest to say, and so say, me, in my personal opinion, I do not see anything like terrorist attack on Ghana whilst Nana Danko Akufo-Addo is in office. That it won't happen.
So you disagree with
well, let me finish.
Akamba say on one kasana breedy terrorists.
Wait, let me land. You get where I'm coming from. I am very confident that nothing of the sort, like terrorist attack on Ghana whilst Nana Danko Akufo-Addo is in office, will happen. But don't forget, the vigilantes that they trained, most of them have not been placed where they want to be placed. So there are a lot of disgruntled vigilantes in the system. When power change, that is when we may see the reality of the attack emanating from within. What I say, time ana NDC were bem under Rawlings, and there was a Kufo, one of them. Maybe you can remind me when I give you the gist. There were the issue of killing of women. So 36 women.
Oh yes,
yes.
That serial
killing.
Indeed, there was no evidence.
Yes, there was no evidence. Later on, we hearing say now they were arranged with the morgue and they go and put it, because we never were able to identify any of them. Say so and so
and their families.
You understand? So these things were going on, right? Just to tarnish the image of that particular government at the time. Was it in Kufuor's era or Rawlings' time?
Rawlings' era.
Yeah, right.
But Tomuche guy, no.
Yes,
and
guy,
the prosecution
something
Mensa,
whatever it is, right? And then during election 2000, we also had reports from across the country, people saying, oh, Yakumo Biatoha, and those things. Body bidder. Later on, it was alleged, and please watch those who are viewers should pardon. It was something that maybe many of them have forgotten, but it was later alleged. Say there were also similar incidents. Say dead bodies, and I say people deceased from the morgue, and no pick it to other vantage point, and then somebody came out on air at the time to allege said it was Honorable Atachia who led that particular strategy of ensuring said those things will be, those bodies will be thrown around. But of course, there was no evidence to that effect. Now, why am I saying that when government change hands into a different party's administration, that we may see terrorist attack emanating from within and maybe being connected to outside. The disgruntled vigilantes that couldn't get a placement of their choice probably will align themselves with people who are ready to terrorize Ghana and connive with them and terrorize this country. That is where my fear is. But for now, I don't think that we'll have any of such threat, or we have the threat, but it happening, I doubt it, under another Danko Akufo-Addo.
Chairman. Was it Akwaba? Bibi aboko there. Nyache.
No two bomb, no two, and was just work a cacosa, and then we position the sun to the BI, but when the music said, Zabri and Kawajai. So that we drove you. Millionaire, yes, I did, man. But don't tell me what I say. Come, Jaman Colano, that bad boy, what is his name?
Only me and there.
They say, nah, nobody say, I do my bum way to Papa Pay. Because that time was it.
fastings no they share on the ham you can say me no me go so yeah na na mo yeah they say
or say terrorism be Ghana has be free within because one kasa no more breedy and crophobia or more yeah it is a terrorism beba more because of terrorism and kasa cry cause of that on Crawford, mo training or more, mo use or more for elections. Already they are terrorizing people. And now the front there, he's not expecting anything new because they're cost of that.
I remember there was this video. Kumasi boy, Kumasi boy CB. I want much of phobia. Okay, it's a video, you know. And was it? Why is it not back? More much of phone, no more a brief of monomers. We all saw those ones. There was these people. Sometimes I don't want to be doing what we used to do. Let him take that course. They're just serious with how to build our country, like how to make our Ghana safer for everybody.
We are destroying the country.
Yes.
How do you make your country when you are destroying it?
But to me, for where I sit, and for what I know, the security agency services are made of. It will be very difficult for anybody to break through and come and cause any havoc. But knowing that who security will get you doesn't mean who that meant to promote. Say, who watch my two get you now on Krama Kasia goofy and then Chile say, oh, that. Jao pronoun to her. In fact, we jao pronoun to her cry away and tontuma barbario. Tontuma the moon's so security for them crowd now cow. So,
good days.
If not for terrorists,
that's what I'm saying. Say, I saw this.
Goodness.
Oh no, I'm telling you, it's true.
No, what yeah, you so terrorists, you so malaria.
What to know? Krama def yoka krak abrofo krab when krama ibi. Kasi egu on security side to get. No doubt side to problem. And I make us say, and yet crowd for a bemu and I say, ubia wabe threatening life crowd. One kasa would down to. Yes, I don't know. I make us don't cry away. What's the man or can? Why said them more? So, for nothing at all, protect yourself. You may set up all the defense, you may have the trust of all the security intelligence, the agencies, but they just release them. Even though we are keeping our eyes going open. Why not? It can be send a course for Nigeria. You hear last year quite a train a dimly economy to make a train a cut to go said way. And yeah, that in Yamiasi say so far no we have still not seen any such attack. Because the last one was up there in the north. I saw there be more no credit to and then the but still they are working. The intelligence.
But they keep telling us, I said, me national security. I said, my who release we can 3 and not 2. Which means that who baby.
Nipa no drink bonne amaye. Yenya home populism go so drink. Ye go so monitor. Ne mom adehye de yahu oni say air cost wo ha na air cost wo ha na air cost wo ha na. Say jato oyonko ambadusem a.
One say cry say for the num.
No for num. So they are only cautioning us. But for us to come and sit here and do propaganda and tell basically tourism will come from within. Yeah, they have always been. And I'm going to kunkum Nigeria for no more Nigeria for Nabia. I'm going to kunkum Somali for Nabia. I'm going to kunkum and Nancy and I'm saying if I cry no more. I remember they arrested one Ghanaian. Ghana knew how so friends So, and then sometimes, you'll be asked on them chroma, Sabe. Now you need a juma. Make a move be ideas or in any. Move be any, eh, Coco?
Yeah, now you need
May move be ideas, what. But no be on them chroma, now you come out, address it, you need a juma. Sometimes I want between both, as soon as you come in.
Masa, tell him to withdraw that.
Send you beyond and I'm
Okay, not. I him not or catch him say
or her own tea.
Very careful.
And you will have one or
Very,
there.
very careful.
One or
That's
there.
on careful.
Oh, Coco.
And I come banana or Yenny saying. No, then withdraw it. Withdraw it.
Yeah, tell him to withdraw.
Okay, if he feels that offended, I say, oh no,
No, but no, now or didn't.
Yes.
what you have?
No, please don't go back to what you used to do.
Oh, come on.
But say it to get to my 10.
Oh, the other so.
Oh, me see it to go. Yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh, but then we did. What did he eat before he came here?
Okay.
You wait till me no na yedibi.
It's true. I mean, let's be serious.
That
I know be on them chrome. Osime camera. Oh God, I can't wait. Just add in there question. I know be
I'm serious because people
Truly.
are suffering. Do you know the number of Ghanaians Akufo-Addo is killing? Do you know?
the president is killing
Do you
people.
know how many people are dying because of the rules of Akufo-Addo? Do you know how many people are suffering from stroke because of what they have to go through? Do you know the number of people that are dying out of stress? Master,
Okay.
don't play with
All right.
Ghanaians like that.
Chairman,
that
Twaso.
intervention or the flavor. I mean, where is it coming from?
Because you are talking and laughing, so you are making mockery of Ghanaians. Because you are fine. You are enjoying. Ejapa, Akufo-Addo, Papa Duya Gold, Abing, or Society Akoma, Mubedi. So you are enjoying.
The park on just yet. So then I look at draws.
We'll get back.
Okay, be on the Japan. And as I said, Japan also the numbers. Japan is a Akufo-Addo be good. Papa be good. Make us back any.
Okay, so
That's what them chrome and all to home. Eh? A Japan is a Akufo-Addo Papa be good. Double same factor. Where is America? Anyway,
young share who see
yeah, die.
you.
Buying security for Langasa at the release aba. So quite sorry, I say, Caneno, now you're full plane now, aeroplane. Now, oh, sorry, you're far back, you're back and cry and such. And Crawford started 2 or 2. Now, no, 2 questions, I'm back and such. They say, oh, quite to move from Pabua. You bet. Those days it wasn't like that. They say machines you go. No one could gram a scan about a scan in the cry. I say I do cry no home so Utinamuchi and also but they say sign a funny home. But I come good do any man I say no machine actually home say no far so be there scan. Yes, that machine America for no cry say what's that idea cry machine to me without idea the who be baby and didn't know protested. But to say sadly, terrorism dear bedroom. And to yen the Yamia don't been to yenda. 24 say yenda ya huso. Na say a sorry, you could be any part of the war. And sometimes you don't know the motives of these people. And then I felt saying, friend say debate theory. Your baby am friend debate theory. Oh, your friend say at the end omo timi. What's that mean?
Theory bang.
Be done papa you can say Crawford because it's a dead bodies free butchery. One body no cause near work kolebu.
Conspiracy theory.
Conspiracy. One ko ho se ne the near work and then kuno with that kolebu ko no much the hot if we na if we na go hu was obeku obi wo ho no mo e wo corner ba bi a o se na ye koble o se hwan theory in America because almost say until they can do anything.
Don't do mass barrier because we don't know the victims.
No, Burkina Faso
exactly.
Now no Burkina Faso, the mass barrier for the question so they go to about.
The mortuary people, they know the people who are there. They've been there for a very long time. Nobody is coming. So these things.
To wait to GB.
That's what we did. That's exactly what we did.
I don't know the source of those dead corpses.
From
then from now you should go.
Much the force, much the food, much the
okay.
So if it's possible,
for no sure na
say possible sadia, and I see a young crofo or Ghana. But for them to conspire and bring out this theory, say bodies now. Actually, or no, the Timiko who much the phone, but since I go about Tim, I can't you. And they're Ghana for me who ye. Now,
okay.
Sometimes, until the air caution, you know, the beer will be, I can be your very good brother, your own husband, your.
One, if you don't stop him, he will do that and take our time.
Oh, no, and it can be your own brother, it can be your party leader. Be careful, because these theories, just to create fear and panic. They say they are called far high. To me catch the grand food and as well to me come watch the who much the man could give who I check through the and the better about the before. Young God have mercy. God, I hope I'm